So in this nice rainy day, I finally jump into answer the question why my horn is working intermittently. I tried to find information online, but there was no any acceptable for me. So I decided to remove the steering wheel and find where I lose contact.
Now we're connecting one lead to the steering wheel, another lead we're connecting to the ground, and trying to move the steering wheel until we will hear the beep. So the problem in this particular case, the steering wheel shaft is not attached to the ground. That's why we're losing connection. So it's not like airbag assembly, it's only the grounding problem. So this is the continuation of the previous video, the Toyota Sienna. So the problem is the metal of the steering wheel is not attached to the ground. And what I figure out, so it's connected to the ground with the bearings, and the bearings is faulty. So when the bearings is faulty, we don't have the contact. So now I'm trying to a little bit push the steering wheel and we'll hear the beep. That means we'll have the continuity between the steering wheel, shaft and ground. So now I'm pushing it again. Push and release. So the push and release. So what I did in this particular case, I made this construction. So this we have a ground, and this wire goes in connecting to the shaft. It letting the steering wheel rotate, but the wire still attaching the steering wheel shaft. So finally, what I figure out, like temporary solution, the wire is attached to the shaft. You see we have a contact, the wire is attaching the shaft,
And that's how finally I end up connecting using the copper wire. And after 2 years it's still working. And by the way, originally I used the thicker main wire, which is the green and yellow, and thickness of the wire allows this wire to kind of stay in one position. And I also solder the copper wire to this wire to provide the better, stronger contact. And what I get the small tension between the shaft, which is under the spring, and the copper wire. And that contact is not really high, not really loose, just really normal contact. And also I add some a little bit machine oil to allow the wire is slide on top of the surface of the shaft under the spring. And that works really well for me until these days, so I have no issue with this setup. And also I think the original problem was because the shaft is connects to the ground through the bearings itself. That's why I found some copper C's around those bearings. I believe someone already tried to fix it before by providing the contact to the ground through the grease, to the copper grease. and something I did was working for me permanently. Just small addition.